Welcome to Local Wi-Fi Network Day 3. Today is all about the control panel. As you guys know, we've had a whole bunch of intense training last couple days, and this is going to be no different. We have a lot of stuff lined up for you. Again, to recap what we did the intro to hotspot marketing, sales strategy crash course. Today we're going to be talking about mastering the control panel, how to use the platform in the interface, and how to manage users within the interface. And then day 4 is all about the advanced social retargeting, how to use the data for marketing and using the Facebook Power Editor. I'll go do a quick crash course on that. As you'll see today, the opportunities are pretty amazing when you're using this in combination with social targeting, social advertising. So today's agenda, we're going to do a very quick recap of day 1 and 2, like super quick. We'll talk about how a social hotspot works. We'll get a little bit more technical about how it fits into the network and fits into the local Wi-Fi network and ultimately your network. We'll do a whole cloud control panel demo. We'll talk about everything, literally zones, devices, SSIDs, login page builder, the ad server that we have, user management, notifications, messages, and a whole lot more. And I think after today, you guys are going to really see what sets us apart from anyone else in the marketplace. I know that there were some links posted to some competitors, and while we respect all of them, they have some okay products. They're really lacking in very many places, and this was the gap. When we saw the opportunity and building this a couple of years ago, there was nothing like it, and we still firmly believe that there will be nothing like it, and there is nothing like it right now, and you'll see that today. As well, we have a homework assignment at the very end. I may let you guys off today. I'm not sure if we're going to do a homework assignment or not, and we have a Q&A. So again, to recap day 1, we talked about the intro to local Wi-Fi network, why you guys are all doing this, what a social hotspot is. We're going to go through again more in detail of that today. Why is it different? Again, that'll help show that today. The opportunity, so if you want to go back to day 1 and talk about the opportunity, places to target, things like that, it's a great thing to go back to. We also talked about the members area and how to customize all your marketing materials. Day 2, we went further about why Wi-Fi. We had some great stats about the market, about how big Wi-Fi is getting and how it's truly a billion-dollar industry waiting to be tapped or is already being tapped and can be tapped further. We talked about why your clients needed a social hotspot, the benefit statement, how to create your own, secrets to finding the hot leads. We did the city plus need equals lead. So ways to find leads not only on Google, but also on those Wi-Fi finders, those directories, huge opportunity there. A big selling strategy, so specifically how to add the value in different ways to approach it. Business model overviews as well. So if you guys have not seen day 2, highly suggest you go back. It's very important. You don't have to do it in order. You can always go back to that later. But we also teach you how to integrate that into your business. It's a very important thing. We talked about this yesterday. This was your homework from yesterday. So who did this? Please just let me just key in the chat about who actually did this homework and who's already thought of ideas. I see there's a lot of activity in the Facebook group, but just, I see a lot of people. Great. This is really good, guys. I love seeing this, because we have this program. It's really made for you, made to progress things, and I love that everyone is taking it seriously. So that's very, very good. Love to see that action. Everyone needs to take action. All right, so if you missed a day at all, here's where you find it. In the members area, there's a little tab called sales training. We have all the replays listed there. So if you did miss anything, just hop back to the members area. To find that, you go to localwifinetwork.com/members. If you have an idea or a feature request, simply go into our interface. You'll see a little tab over here. So a little like a red icon. If you click on that, you're going to see a little box that pops up. It's where you can post ideas. So if you have an idea for the platform, for a feature, please post it here. Sometimes things in the Facebook group get lost because there's just so many posts. So if you have like a really good idea about improving the platform, post it here. No guarantee that we're going to get to it right away. If it's great, we can obviously prioritize. But rest assured, guys, we got so many amazing features and functionality and integrations lined up for everyone that post it here. We'll also mark you, let you know if we're doing it or not, exactly what the situation is. But yeah, post your ideas there. It's the best place to keep it. And as well, final call, if you haven't yet joined the Facebook group, apologies, this link is wrong. We did a little thing in the PowerPoint, but it's fb.com/group/local Wi-Fi network. There's also a link to that directly in the members area. So you guys know the markets, again, not to be too repetitive here, but the markets, it's really so many of these, and this graphic as well just helps talk about it. So when you're thinking about your niche and you're thinking about setting up your first zone, your first hotspot, and think about which one of these markets you have penetration in, you have experience in. It's probably the lowest hanging fruit. It'll let you get out there quick. And remember, it's all about ROI at the end of the day. None of this really matters unless your clients are making money, unless you're making money. So it's all about return on investment. Everything should be done with a goal in mind, with the goal of converting customers, with helping your clients and helping yourself. So I asked this before, what do you guys think so far? For us, we hope that this is blowing your mind because I think what we've shown you so far is cool, but what you're going to see today and when we go deeper into the platform will really help open your eyes to say, wow, this is something you can really take, run with, integrate in your toolbox and roll with. So right into the meat of everything, how a social hotspot works. All right, so this is something you've seen before. We included this. This is a very simple architecture. Your site, the user, we integrate with Facebook. This is a little bit more technical. So here's really how it all comes together. So this over here is us on this far right side. This is everything that you right now are locked in with your first router for life. But as you grow and expand and you have your network fee, this is what you're paying for, to be very honest. We have big servers. We have it's very expensive architecture, all the VPN setups. So we keep everything secure and locked in and integrated in the back end, so you don't actually have to ever worry about technology. We give you this very friendly interface where you can manage everything, and I'll show you all about that today. You have, the internets, the different world of different sites, everything out there. We have our servers that are connected with VPN and SSL. Your clients, this is your ISP. Really, it's your client's ISP. This is their internet connections. This is coming from Time Warner, from Verizon, from Rogers. Wherever you are in the world, this is your high-speed internet that connects right to your social hotspot, which again is SSL and VPN encrypted. So when somebody logs onto the hotspot, they go through the internet to our servers. We do all this fancy stuff in the background, and you manage all that through your control panel. Okay, so moving on, this is as well, you guys have seen this, a very similar setup, internet to the modem to the social hotspot to your customers. Very quick and easy to do, easy to understand. I want to stress that this platform is not just for smartphones. Okay, a lot of the samples, a lot of the demos that we're showing are very, iPhone, Android oriented or iPad oriented. This works with any device, again, that works on Wi-Fi. So smartphones, tablets, laptops. I know a lot of hotels, people come with their laptops. Even if you have like full-blown computers with Wi-Fi, they will connect iPods or any portable media players, any Amazon Kindle and e-readers, gaming devices, list goes on. So let your clients know this when you're setting it up in their location. It's not just for smartphones, it really is for everything. Got a question, web TV. Yeah, it works on any device, any internet device that accesses Wi-Fi, we work with. And about the control panel, again, where this is hosted, it's all on Amazon. We have multiple global deployments. They're all proven VPN deployments. We've been testing this, as you know, for over a year now. We give you unlimited cloud access. You can access this as much as you want. It's fully 256-bit encrypted, and we offer 24/7 support. So if you have any questions, any problems, we have 24/7 support by your side. We're fully compliant with every little typo there, but fully compliant with everything. We have a track record of success. So when will you get access? A lot of people are asking when you'll get access to the control panel. You'll receive access when you receive your social hotspot in the mail. It'll come with activation instructions of how you access the platform. There really is no need for you to have access to this platform without the social hotspot, because everything you set up and everything you'll test requires the social hotspot with you or at your client's location or turned on. So what we've done is we really going to give you access to this. As soon as you receive it in the mail, you'll get instant access to this. You'll be able to use it and start managing your campaigns, set it all up as you go. So we're going to go right into zones. We touched on zones a little bit in day 2, and we talked about zones as basically an element of grouping things, but I'll go a little bit further today. So what is a zone? A zone allows you to mesh your social hotspots into groups. So it basically helps categorize all your hotspots. It can be based on the location where you plant your offerings. So you can have, let's say, by city or by region or by segment, or you can do it by hotspot or gateway. So if you have a larger gateway, you can actually segment each one of those in a zone, and each device can be in the zone, as you'll see in a second. And zones allow you to segment your campaign when sending notifications and messages. So if you have multiple people or multiple hotspots on the zone, you can choose to send a notification to the zone, which will ultimately send it to everyone in the zone, being all those hotspots. More about zones. Each social hotspot should have a zone assigned to it, except if you want to have multiple devices all inside the same zone. So if you have one zone, you'll have a bunch of devices in that zone. That's totally cool. You don't need more than one. If you want to break it up, and so if all zones will have the same splash screen, but if you want to break it up, you want to create separate zones. So if you want separate login screens, separate campaigns, that kind of stuff, you really want to break it up. So just to recap with zones, What is a zone? It really is a specific category or grouping of social hotspots, routers, and gateways. Why do you need the zones? They really help you with advertising, to segment the advertising, segment reporting, give you reporting on certain zones, and like I said, segmentation goes across the board. So when you receive your first unit, you're going to have one zone. You'll have your single hotspot on your single zone in your own local Wi-Fi network. And you'll be able to grow that as you need to. So like I said, you don't have to have zone B. You can keep everything in zone A. You can break it out as you go. As well, not to be geographically focused. If this is your local Wi-Fi network, for example, you can have one zone that's like coffee shops or a certain demographic, things like that. Break those up in one region. You can have another zone, let's say here, and another zone there. And they don't have to all be in the same place. They don't even have to be in the same city. You could actually just set them up and have them kind of go across the board. So how do you set up a zone? In the interface, what you do is you go to Zones, Add New Zone, and you enter the country, the city, the zone name, and the email address. Here's the screenshot of when you get your routers, when you get access to it. And I'll be jumping in this live in just a minute, but what you would want to do for setting up a zone is you go to country, city, zone name, and email address. And the reason you want to segment zones is you can organize them, and we really recommend to do it smart. The smart way is either do it by niche, do it by industry, do it geographically, or do it by demographic. So if you have, let's say, all young people going to certain bars, certain clubs, make that a zone. You don't have to make it bar zone, club zone. Just make it one zone for that demographic, or make it geographically like that thing. But the tip is really here is when you're creating your zone or thinking about how to break your zone out, keep your advertiser in mind. So think about what your advertiser would want to spend with you and who they're trying to target, and try to build your zones around that. So it really helps you, really carve out and define exactly what you're looking to build. When you're talking about devices, what is a device? The device section is where you can find information on all the physical devices connected to your cloud control panel and the Wi-Fi network. What you do is you set up the login screen to customize a landing page for each device. And I think maybe now is a good time. I'm going to jump into the interface, show you where all of this lives, and then I'll go back and forth to the presentation as well, because there's only so far that these screenshots can go. Give me 1 second. I'll just get into the interface here. All right, so here's the main dashboard, and I have my hotspots listed here. So I have my free Wi-Fi and local summit. These are the ones we had before. As well, I have my gateway. So this is the main gateway that we have in Europe. I have my zone. So if I wanted to add a new zone, as I showed you, you just simply select our country. So let's say I was in France. I will select France. My city is Paris. My zone name is Paris. And my email address is your email. You click on submit, and actually this zone already exists because we have a couple zones around the world. So you could change this up. Obviously, it has to be unique because it lives in our system. We manage everything, but you create your own unique zone. It can be Paris 1. It doesn't really matter what it is, but you can set these up and have them all around. So here's where you set up your zone. To edit your zone here's where you do that. So you can actually edit your zone over here, and you can go change your zone name and click save. So very straightforward process. You can always change the name of your zone at any time after. So when it comes to what a device is, the device is where you can actually have all your devices listed. So looking where you'd find that over here, you have devices. You click on all devices. And here I have 3. Give me a second. I'm going to actually log into a separate account here that will show you a little bit more devices and things. Like we have hundreds of these on board. I just made a separate account over here. Demo to show you. So here we have 4 devices. We see that one device is off. So we can also see if the devices are on or off remotely. If your client's internet connection goes out, or if they unplug it, if there's a power outage, you'll be able to see that right away. So we see that these 3 are all plugged in. They're all live, literally, and this one is not live. So that's a very quick way to see at a glance. When you have your 30, 40, 50 hotspots, you'll be able to see them all here and scroll down, and obviously see them all in one dashboard. Now these are real people. Well, real people that are logging on to the hotspot right now. You can see even the timestamp. This again is in Europe, so this is happening just minutes ago. These are real people logging in, and I can obviously go and keep going with that list and look at them and send the messages, do all that good stuff. But looking at devices overall, if I have all those devices, I see them listed here as well. So each one has a device ID. It has a name, the country, and the city where it is. All right, so here's where we have all the devices, and that kind of corresponds to this. So that's exactly the login screen when you see all the devices listed. Now, your router's already been packaged and shipped, so when you get your router, it already has a device ID. We've already given it an ID, and when we send it to you, when you add it to your platform, we'll show you how to do that in a second, we basically map up your device ID to our platform and allows you to see it in your interface, and then you can manage it as you go. So what is a device ID? The device ID is unique to your social hotspot. So you see over here in the sample, this is ID number 14. Each one of you will have your own device ID. Each hotspot will have its own device ID. It helps you track and manage your router on the network. So you'll be able to see it and reference it. And you could use it to identify your own routers, so your own personal things. Say, okay, this client has ID number this. And if you ever need support on it, it helps us to say, hey, my router, social hotspot ID number 14 has a problem. We'll go in there and we'll be able to troubleshoot it remotely. So it's a really nice way to do that. So the device information, the main information you have, and as I just showed you, is the device ID, the name of the device, the country where the device is located, and the city. So you can see all of that stuff over here listed. You can sort it. You can have, obviously, as you have multiple devices, you can search. So it's really easy to manage all that here. Moving on, so how to add your social hotspot to the cloud control panel. So those of you who don't have it yet, don't worry. This is all going to be recorded. So we'll chop this up. We'll give it back to you. When you do get your device in the mail, you'll be able to run through this and walk through these very simple steps and walk through it. We also will be opening, as I'll show you, we have a full support section. So we have a step-by-step full user guide, tens of pages that'll show you exactly screenshots, how to do this. It's really straightforward. So what you want to do in your device is go to add a new hotspot and then click on enter your device ID and serial number. So the device ID, like I said, is the unique number, the device ID that's shipped with the unit. It will be written on the back of your actual unit, so you'll be able to read it. And the serial number will also be written into the device as well. That's for security reasons. And after you enter your device ID, we'll be able to tell you exactly it's a Linksys device, the device model, or whatever device you have. We have different hardware. The one you'll get right now is a TP-Link. So it's a TP-Link device. It's an enterprise-level device. You'll see the device version, your serial number, and MAC address will be listed here as well. That will correspond to all the information in our server. And just to show you how that happens here, so if I wanted to add a new hotspot, I go here, add a new hotspot. I click on Add a Device. I need my device ID and the serial number. I enter this. Obviously, it needs to be correct. So that is the security measure that really only allows you to turn on the devices that we ship to you that are obviously used. Only the social hotspots can get access to this platform. All right, so moving on, assigning devices to zones. So like I said, when you have a zone, you can have multiple devices in a zone. I want to clarify, Paris is very available. We just already have a zone called Paris. So you can obviously, we have multiple clients in France already. You can obviously target your own niche and move ahead. But yeah, you just have to have a unique ID, a unique identifier for the zone. Okay, so assigning devices to zones. So this is when you're grouping your zones together. How would you do that? So how would you decide what devices belong to what zones? Okay, so I'm going to roll through exactly how I would do that here. First, we'll just start from the beginning. Let's say I wanted to add a brand new zone for the purpose of this demo. So we'll make the zone in United States. We'll make it in, I'm just thinking Seattle. The zone name will be our demo zone. And the email address will be, let's say, support. So I'll click on Submit. So great, I got my new zone. It's been added to the system. All right, so now I'll have my device. I will go ahead, when I receive my device, I'm going to add my device into the interface here by clicking on Add New Hotspot. So once I have that device, that's all good. The device will be listed over here. So let's say I'll take this, actually, we go to Edit the Hotspots. So I have my device listed over here. After you click on Edit Hotspots, I'll have the one that's currently in my office right now, and I'll click on Edit. Okay, now on this screen, you'll be able to see some pretty cool things. You'll have the name of the hotspot. Now, I want to note, this is just the name. This is the internal name of the hotspot. This is not the name that your clients see at all. This is just a name that you have for your client that names the hotspot specific to your network. The URL redirect, I'll be talking about that in just a second, but here's where you choose your zone. So before this was in our Chicago zone, I'm going to make this now part of our demo zone. So simply go here, edit hotspot, zone, our demo zone, and click on Save. So we see edit successful. There we go. Now it's all in. If I refresh this page, I will see that the office is listed in the proper area. So now the office is now part of the our demo zone. Okay, now zones, we originally had it for cities. That's how we broke it up, but we're going to be switching this to zones are not specific geographically. You can really use them wherever you want. SSID. So what is an SSID? An SSID actually stands for Service Set Identifier. And this is basically a technical term used for an SSID is a unique identifier that consists of 32 characters, so maximum 32 characters, and is used for naming wireless networks. So the SSID is very different than the router name. As I showed you, the name of the router internally is different than the SSID name. The SSID name is what your customers will actually see. Okay, so remember when we talked about the step 1, 2, 3, when your customers are looking, or when you turn on your Wi-Fi and you look for a hotspot, that's the SSID. So the name of the hotspot is the SSID. For example, there's a really funny website out there called WiFiLOL.com, and I remember hearing about it, and I thought it was funny to just show you guys kind of examples of some bad SSIDs. Like these are SSIDs that you don't necessarily want to have. You know, hide your kids, hide your Wi-Fi. Probably don't want to have that as your SSID. Here's some other ones as well. Again, all locked. Spicy Tony, everything but sex. You know, all kinds of wacky names. These are two neighbors I was reading that they were going at it. One person said your music is annoying, and the other one replied on their SSID saying your grammar is more annoying. I thought that was pretty funny. Again, you can have SSIDs like this. Don't recommend having anything like that. There's some whole really funny ones. If you want to check it out, go to Wi-Fi LOL. It's actually pretty funny. But you know, that being said, and aside from sleeping with your daughter, examples of good SSIDs are ones that actually are relevant. Okay, so here's some great SSIDs that are extremely relevant. Tom's Coffee Free Wi-Fi. Like if I turned on my SSID and I saw that, I would understand completely, yeah, this is Tom's Coffee Shop, this is their Wi-Fi. Another one, if you can do like an Enter the Pizza House contest, obviously enter your client name here, you can name it whatever you want. Here's another one, the Heineken Free Wi-Fi. So getting your sponsor's name in there also will help. Or you can call it your own network. So if you don't want to do it specific to the location and you want to make it like Bob's Wi-Fi network or your company's Wi-Fi network, do that. I mean, that's more of the free advertising model that we talked about. So you don't actually name it. You know, you tell the client, if you want to name your SSID, it's another thing you can charge for, right? You want to name your own SSID, you have to pay me an extra $50 a month, whatever you want to charge, obviously. But look, otherwise it's going to be called Bob's Wi-Fi network. But if you want me to change it, yeah, I can change it, but that's a customization, and you'll have to pay me for it. So you can obviously spin things depending on how you want to handle your own clients. But you can also change your SSIDs on any hotspot at any time. So like I said, your first demo unit can be used over and over and over again. It doesn't actually need to be in a specific location permanently. It's part of the benefit of getting in early with us. You have this device now that you can keep using at any event you want or any location you want. So you would simply change the SSID, the hotspot remotely. You don't even have to be there. You can just change the SSID within 30 seconds to 60 seconds. It reboots itself, and there you go. It's named something else. So let me show you how to change this SSID in the platform. What you want to do is, again, go to Edit Hotspots under Devices. I see this Office hotspot. The name is Office. I can click on SSID. Now I got to pop down over here, and I can get the current SSID. So I can see that actually, look, this is not connected. So as you saw, that the one in the office, as I saw over here, is not connected, so I can't access it. I need to actually get on, but I can go to this free Wi-Fi, for example. Okay, so I can go to Devices, Edit Hotspot, go to the free Wi-Fi one, go to SSID, get current SSID. So now this is going through our network, and pull it up, Bentley's free Wi-Fi. So this is actually in a coffee shop that we have. It's another demo unit that we have out there. We're not going to change this, but if I wanted to change it, I would type all that in and click on Change SSID, and it would go, bam, within, tick, tick, tick. Within 10 seconds here, it would say done, and within 30 seconds, it would actually reset the name so the customers would see a different SSID when trying to access that internet connection. And you'll see why you would want to do that in a second, because there's so many ways that you can use this as a very cool marketing tool to help get clients on your network to begin with. Okay, so that's how you would change the SSID. Now, important things about SSID and SSID best practices. When you're thinking about your SSID for your campaign or your client, keep this in mind, okay? It should be easily recognizable. So right away, like you saw, Tony's Coffee Shop or Bob's Wi-Fi, you need to be able to recognize it as the end user. I understand where I'm getting this Wi-Fi from, and I know who it belongs to, and it's not some random network. Be clear who owns the hotspot. So if it's yours or if it's your client's, you could obviously get your name in there so that people know it's yours. And you can do that using free Wi-Fi at your company, or free Wi-Fi then the at symbol, that location. That's a fun way to do it. You also want to portray confidence and security. So free Wi-Fi and just calling it free Wi-Fi, it's kind of sketchy. It seems like a phishing attempt when it's just like free Wi-Fi now, log on now, like free money. The one I had as a joke the other day. You don't want to have that because it's not going to portray confidence. People are not going to feel confident in connecting with that hotspot. What you want to do is you want to portray confidence and security by having the company name there, by maybe even saying secure hotspot, whatever you want. Obviously, it's up to you and your location. You want to include the client name and sponsor name if possible. That's good money. Like I said, you can tell the client, hey, you want me to include McDonald's, or for me, another example, a Heineken, or whatever. I'm running out of names. But you could put whatever client name in there into the SSID, so when clients see it, it's top of mind. They see it right away. Funny story, actually. When I was in New York City in the middle of Times Square, I turned on my internet, and I saw like thousands of hotspots. It's crazy. Like, you see, it just keeps rolling. You see all these SSIDs listed on your screen, and there were a bunch that said just Google, Amazon, Facebook. And I was thinking, there's nothing more that's doing than making me read that word and have them just think about Google or think about Facebook. It's all about, any advertiser knows, it's all about being top of mind. So I thought that was funny, just seeing the SSID and seeing the brand name. There was no internet connected to it or anything. They were just like routers, not plugged into the internet, just plugged into the wall that, smart marketing department, I guess, just hid them behind Coke machines, turn them on or something. I mean, I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, you can include a client name. You also want to have a strong call to action. So if you're doing a contest, as you'll see in a second, you want to tell people to go on. You want to tell them log on now, or log on to person's free Wi-Fi. You want to tell them in some cases what to do. But remember, this is what your customers will see, and they will decide based on this SSID right away. It's your first layer, if they want to connect with you or not. So remember this. You want to make your SSID friendly. You don't want to have any profanity, nothing crazy like that, nothing suspicious. You want to make it just very honest, secure, portraying security, and with your client name or sponsor name in it. And here's what I'll talk about: the impact of the SSIDs on marketing. So even though this is meant to be a platform demo, I thought it was important to show you guys how you would use this and why it matters. So baseline customer, marketing 101. Your customer satisfaction equals how well you do is if you meet or exceed your customer's expectations. Okay, so if the customer, let's say, is waiting in line and expects to be in line for 10 minutes, and you take 5 minutes, you are in their good books. You exceeded their expectation. If the customer is waiting in line and you say it's going to be 10 minutes and you take 15 minutes, you are a big fail. So customers, you did not meet their expectation. They are angry. So that's just very simple stuff, right? But think about that when it comes to a social hotspot. What does your customer expect when they're connecting to your social hotspot? Like, what is the expectation of them when they turn on their Wi-Fi and they see it? What do they expect to happen next? A big thing I want you marketers to think about is this, that it's not just free Wi-Fi. So don't think about the social hotspot as something that you just use for free Wi-Fi. Because I'll be honest, free Wi-Fi is great, but not everyone needs it. Some coffee shops in the United States, for example, a lot of people have data. A free Wi-Fi may not appeal to the business owner. You're like, what? Everyone has, it's a good hook. Don't get me wrong. It's a big, huge draw, but it doesn't end at free Wi-Fi. In Europe, other places of the world, free Wi-Fi is king. Free Wi-Fi, it's everywhere. Everyone needs it. They have it. So this is without a doubt. But in certain areas of more developed countries, or I'll even say, I don't want to say higher income areas where I'm just making an educated guess. More people have data plans. Less people will rely or go to a place for their free Wi-Fi. So here's where you want to kind of change your call to action a little bit. And when you define your call to action, remember, it's not always about free Wi-Fi. Customers absolutely love free Wi-Fi, but it can be so much more. So think about this. Turn on your Wi-Fi to win. Something like that, saying turn on your Wi-Fi to opt in, or turn on your Wi-Fi to join our list. Turn on your Wi-Fi to shop now. Turn on your Wi-Fi to insert blank here. And we'll talk about how we integrate those different pages coming up right next. But what you got to think is the free Wi-Fi is great, but it doesn't end at that. You can also encourage people to connect with Wi-Fi and get them right in without any data connection required. Very quick, very easy, and all secure. So keep in mind, as I'm rolling through this, don't only think about free Wi-Fi, think about everything else. So editing the login screen. A lot of you have asked, how easy is it to do? Well, you'll see in a second how easy it is. This is the login screen editor. I'll just walk you through the elements, and I'll show you the live demo. This is, you select your device, so you have your device on the network. This is your actual social hotspot. You choose your background color, your text color, you choose what social network you want to connect with, and you have your form input fields. Okay, so that's the overview. Let me just jump into the live option. I'll go to our office one just because it's the one that's here. I'll edit the login screen over here. I'll go edit device, office. And here we go. So I have connect with Facebook, connect with Twitter, and connect with email. So people ask how you customize this and how this all works, okay? So you have your ad that you run. The ad goes at the top of the page. Here I just have the low prices, American Airlines, Joey's free pizza, free Wi-Fi zone. If I wanted to change and add Google, LinkedIn, and VK, let's say I wanted the whole shebang here, I click on refresh. I now see everything listed here in real time. Now my customer, when they click on connect with Facebook, this is what they see. And it's not only mobile. They'll see this come up on their mobile phone, but they'll also see this on their desktop. So, hey, you must accept the terms and conditions to continue. So they got to click that and then continue. So this is how it works. It's all secure. You have your terms and conditions listed on the bottom as well. But if I keep refreshing this, for example, and I show you that if I want to choose different, over here, I have the option to connect with name, email, city, and phone number. So I can choose, let's say I just want name and email. So I can edit this. Now it'll just be name and email down here when you go look at it. Or with Twitter or with Connect, doesn't work within this preview. It's just a preview tool, right? But what you can do very easily is turn this off. So if you want to force people just to connect with Facebook, simply do this, click refresh, and now the only option that they have is Facebook. So it all depends on your call to action, right? If you want to say, hey, connect with Facebook or Twitter, those are the two of the most popular ones, just keep those. You know, if you don't think people will see value in connecting with other tools, don't use them. Or if you have, let's say, a more mature audience and you want to just have, you know, Google and LinkedIn, not Twitter, not Facebook, have those options. You're doing a conference, that's huge. Just say, hey, log in. If I want to change this ad, I'll show you how it all works now. So I have this free Wi-Fi. So if I want to break this down and kind of change up what ad is served up there. So I have the ad getting served up over here on the top, and I have the whether I want to accept the terms and conditions, and I have all my buttons over here to connect with Facebook, Twitter, and email. We'll talk about setting up the redirects because the redirects are very important. And what the redirects do is allow you to use that, you know, any campaign and have it connect to whatever you want. So after the customers connect with social media, they can be redirected to the destination of your choice. So like I said, when somebody connects with you, it's not all about free Wi-Fi. It's all about having an ends to the means. It's about getting the result. So here's a Facebook experience a lot of people will use. Okay, so they'll click on the homepage, they'll click on connect with Facebook, they'll see this page, they'll enter their info, then they'll move to the connect with the actual app. So they'll connect with your app or your network app, and they'll say, hey, your app wants to receive the information and your birthday and your likes. Do you accept? I have to click OK. After I click OK, where does it go? Okay, so this is what the URL's redirect is. This is where you're going to decide where this goes after you connect. So here's some ideas, and like I said, this can integrate with anything you're currently working with right now in mobile, even in desktop, because if you have clients that are not using smartphones and you have something that's responsive, this will work on all laptops as well. So you can push it right to a Facebook page. We have a lot of people that as soon as people log in, they push right to, you know, fb.com or m.facebook.com/client name, and they can easily check in. So people say, is it easy to check in? Yeah, you connect with Facebook, the next page you go check in, and it's all about the call to action. So the call to action is, hey, turn on your Wi-Fi, connect with Facebook, check in, and you'll have your chance to win. And all they do is tell the waitress staff, hey, when somebody checks in, just have them show you their screen and show you that they checked in, and bam, they're in they're in the contest. There's no reason to keep separate tabs. You have all this tracked on Facebook, and you have it tracked in their interface. So that's a way to do it real on the ground at an actual location. You can also redirect directly to a mobile website. So this mobile website can, again, be anything built with Brick and Mobile, anything else that's obviously compatible on all mobile devices, preferably in HTML5. You can also redirect to mobile apps. So you can create a portal on your mobile website, and we have a detector as well that if somebody wants to just turn on your Wi-Fi, if your call to action is turn on your Wi-Fi to get an app, turn on the Wi-Fi, it'll go either to the iTunes Store or to the Android market, and it will go right to that app download page right away. So it's a great way. Don't use your data, turn on your Wi-Fi, download the app. Reputation management. For those of you who are working with any reputation management software tools out there, or are even just pushing people to Yelp or TripAdvisor or Urban Spoon or whatever it is, have that as your redirect page. So have that when somebody connects, they go right to Yelp. And the sign is, hey, if you like us, leave a review on Yelp, turn on your Wi-Fi, leave a review on Yelp, and you'll be entered to win. And again, it's all about the call to action of getting people in. You can also do a mobile contest. We did a contest here locally for a tequila company where it was entered to win a private tequila tasting and dinner for 4 at a restaurant. We named the restaurant Fonda Lola, a great restaurant actually here in Toronto. So if you want, you can do that, get the advertiser on board, this was done with the Guinness Book of World Records. This was a very big thing that we did. As you guys, we've been piloting this for a while. There's so many success stories I haven't even told you about ways that we're using this, and it's just absolutely awesome. So this is enter to win a private tequila tasting and dinner for 4. Turn on your Wi-Fi to win. There you go. So that's the landing page that you would have. Even actually, this is the login page. You can serve that up as a login page. And then the thank you page is, hey, thank you for entering. You can also do a thank you page for lead gen or a thank you page for contesting, like I just said. So the call to action is enter to win. The redirect points to a thank you page. So here's where the redirect is. I kind of showed you that earlier, but you just simply enter the URL there. If you want to put any tracking and the affiliate links, whatever you want, put that in the URL redirect. Simply, it's so easy. I'll show you where that is, guys. So right here in the interface, and we're going to get that fixed in just a second. Sorry about that. We're going to go over here. If I look at this one, let's say the local summit, one of the free Wi-Fi that I have in my office here, I can change that. This pushes to our brick and mobile Facebook page, and I can choose what zone that's part of. I simply change this to literally whatever I want. Put that in, I click on save, and now anybody that connects to my hotspot will now get redirected to Google. This happens in real time. Again, the cloud control panel manages everything here. No data is ever stored on your social hotspot for security reasons as well. Your customer information is not stored locally on those boxes. Everything comes to the interface, SSL, VPN, encrypted tunnel, and this is how we make everything so awesome to change and work with. So to recap, again, the way people would use this is once they're connecting, you have your call to action here. We have, let's say you get some sponsors on board. You say enter our contest to win, connect with Facebook. They see this screen. That's the second step. The third step is enjoying whatever you want them to enjoy. You push them to customer likes. You want to know your customer. Well, number one, you know your customer regardless. You get all that great social data. But you can push them to whatever you want. Truly, the sky's the limit. And here's some examples, some mock-ups that we did previously. You can work with any client. You can basically have massive giveaways. You can have it a single-day giveaway, multiple-day, month giveaways, whatever you'd like. And keep in mind, if you guys do any work in the mobile web or local marketing world, this is where everything comes together. You point to the mobile web, like each one of these properties has a mobile website. So all you need to do is pop in that mobile website link. If it's a TripAdvisor link, pop it in here. If it's an Urban Spoon link, if it's a Pinterest, Facebook, Foursquare, you can say, hey, check in on Foursquare, connect with Facebook, and then check in on Foursquare. That's a nice, combo. Connect with Facebook, you get the social data, and they automatically redirect you to the Foursquare, location page. And everyone has its own idea. I'm not going to pull it up now, but you guys just search for your location. You know it's a unique URL. Just point right to that. It's great. Pinterest as well. I was meant to say Instagram is also a huge one to do. If you tell your people, hey, turn on your Wi-Fi, take a picture of your meal, post it on Instagram, and you're going to be entered to win. So what do? Turn on their phone, decide what social network first do they want to go to. Then it automatically forwards them to Instagram. That'll actually open up their Instagram app on their phone. And then they take the picture, send it off. They never use their data, and everything is tracked, and they enter the contest. So huge opportunities. Sky's the limit with this. It really is a tool it's extremely universal. All at the same time, while you're doing all of that engagement, you're capturing the valuable data, guys. And keep in mind, this is what your customers want. They want this data, all the real name, all their information about them. That's what they're looking for. And you can integrate this super easy. So like I said, each one of these platforms, if you're currently working with it now, you can take each one of these and plug it right into the dashboard, plug it right into that URL redirect and point them wherever you want to go. Again, I want to stress that your customers are not buying and they're not paying for the social hotspot. They're paying for the data and results. All this social data as complete gold. That's the value that you're going to give them when you're giving them these charts, these graphs, the pictures of their clients, that kind of thing. It's real-time social-powered Wi-Fi analytics. It really is the control panel, what everything, the way it all comes together. Question from MJ. He's a little jumping ahead of it, correct, but he's asking if the customer is already connected to the Wi-Fi hotspot, do they have to re-authenticate every time? No, they don't. This is part of the beauty of the platform. If somebody already connects with Facebook and leaves the location, all right, that comes back to the location like a month later, and their Wi-Fi is on, it will actually re-authenticate them. Now, we have the option. We're thinking about actually booting people out at midnight, so it's just better to have returnings. You'll be able to see them coming back each additional day, or we'll have probably maybe 4 in the morning, or we'll pick a time for your region. But yeah, if they've already authenticated, they're in the platform, so it simply adds. That's the way we're able to see returning visitors. Now's actually a good time to show you this. I mean, this is what part of the beauty of our platform. So I see my free Wi-Fi hotspot over here. If I click on the little Facebook logo, I see you see I've returned to this hotspot 13 times. All right, I'll make this bigger so you guys can see that. So it's 13 times I've been here. So I'm able to then see, obviously, as I have more clients. And let me show you that on a gateway level. So this is the gateway where we have 9,581 users, 9,288 return users. And if I click here, I see people who have been back 198 times, 130 times, 128 times. Now, this is in a public square. It's in an outside public square. So these are probably people who work or live in the area. They're just using this, and obviously they're on this every single day. But it's a great way for you to see who your loyal clients are. Great way to target them and then retarget them and run notifications based on that. Okay, so this is where you'd see it as well. You see your LinkedIn. Here we see Elan connected, my top Twitter users I connected. We see over here as well, so I have all my social networks. I can see on VK as well who my top VK users are here. On these networks as well, I can see who my returning users are 48 times, 36 times. And if I click on their page, it'll actually show me their Facebook. Like it's all mapped out. It will show me their exact Facebook page. So I'm able to go through that over here. And then, pinpoint them. Say, I want to send this person a notification saying come back. And you guys will see how we do that. It's pretty awesome. Question about a capacity of a stadium of 50,000 people. Michael, and I'll repeat this, any gateway, then there's a maximum of 250 hotspots 250 users per hotspot. Anything over than 1,000 users at the same time needs a gateway. Okay, so gateway is a completely separate product. It's something that you'll have access to earlier than anyone else. So definitely keep in mind you'll need a gateway to support thousands and thousands of users. The little hotspots won't work, but they're perfect for local marketing and perfect for any small events, things like that. Brad, in the mobile app redirect, yeah, we're going to build out the functionality. We'll automatically detect iPhone or Android or BlackBerry or Windows Phone and point you to the appropriate page. Right now, what you can do is just make a little portal on a mobile website, like on a mobile CMS. You can make saying, hey, are you Android? Are you iPhone? Do that quickly. We also have another way to do that. If you're interested, let me know. But right now, it's very simple. We will be baking that in the coming month. I'm not going to be answering any costing questions about how much you should charge your clients right now. Guys, only questions specific to this. We'll be leaving time in the end for more, more general stuff. Yeah, I think that we've answered a lot of the questions here already. Landing page templates, we have some landing pages that you can use as well. So we give you ones that it's right in the members area. You can download those graphics and put them up, and you can just edit very easily. There's no real template to use. So the ad server. So as you guys know, we have a built-in ad serving platform. We built it ourselves as proprietary in our interface. It allows you to manage different advertiser relationships. The different ad units you can have or different kinds of ways to sell this is you fully customized landing pages. So actually include that header graphic. I'll show you how to pop that in. You can sell email opt-ins as well, Facebook Connect sponsorships, banner ads, interstitial ads, event signage, content sync on microsites. So I'll show you how you do that. Well, kind of did, where you select the destination page. You select where you want that person to be forwarded to, and when they log in, they get pointed to the page of your choice. So that's a contest or a microsite or anything. And you can charge your clients different models. We'll be doing that's more of tomorrow's flavor. We're talking about how to actually roll the ads and run them all. But you can charge your clients based on this, and then each one accordingly. So users, how do you actually find the users? How do you manage these users and use them? Actually, I'll do that users and ads at the same time. So I'm going to show you the whole ad server. I'll do a full walkthrough of that right now. And I'll show you the users as well. So what I want to do, I go to my ad server right here. So I see my campaigns. I can see the campaigns that I have over here. I have my local con campaign. If I wanted to edit this campaign and view it, I can see everything about this campaign. But what I'll do is I'll create a new campaign here, and I'll show you how it all works. So I click on Create Campaign. Here I can decide the campaign type. So it's usually direct sold or promotional, one of the two. You can also do if it's like a CPM campaign. Call it a CPM campaign, or we'll be able to add it. But really, just to explain this, the direct sold campaign is a fixed campaign system. It usually has a high priority and a limited number of impressions. So if you're just selling, let's say, 1,000 impressions, you do direct sold. For promotional campaign is a cross-promoting campaign for apps or products. Cross-promotional campaigns have a low priority because they really are done high level. If you want to make it a high priority promotional, you can do that too. But just in our recommendation, promotional usually back end. If you have direct sold, you want to serve those first. What you do is you'd serve, let's say, direct, promotional here. You choose your campaign priority. This will serve up exactly how fast the ads are done. So the campaign priority is the higher priority will show the ads before a campaign with lower priority. So if you have a campaign that has a high priority, those will be shown far earlier than the earlier priority ones. You choose a campaign name here. So I'm going to choose this day 3 demo. Campaign notes is this ad server is awesome. I can start it on a certain day and end it on a certain day, so I can choose a custom start date. Here I'm going to keep it starting immediately, and I'm going to end this, let's say, on the 29th of November, on that Friday. The impression cap, if I want to limit the number of impressions each user sees, this is where I would see it. So if every user I only wanted to see this ad like 5 times, I can say, okay, 5 impressions per user per day, or total impressions per day. I can do that. And again, if you want any explanations in these, you click on info. It explains exactly what this is, the difference between the two. But I have this all set up. I'll click on continue. Now these are my zones. So remember when I was talking about zones and how you have different zones set up? This is where it matters. So this advertiser, let's say, wants to buy an ad. And they're going to say, all right, I want to buy this ad, and where do you want it run? Well, I can run you on the top of this demo zone. I can put you on the upstairs zone, this demo zone, and this. So obviously these are named differently depending on your niche, but you can choose to use them, run this ad on all zones or run it just on one zone. So what I'll do is I'll use this demo login splash. I'll just run this ad on this top zone over here. And I can also choose specific devices. So if I want to run an ad that's, let's say, higher res, or it points to a different destination, for example, if I have a mobile only and then a desktop only, so I can push this to go, let's say, to iPads. I can choose device-specific OS, iPad. I can choose any device. I can actually narrow these down by version numbers and actually choose individual devices, or just go all. I really recommend it first just to go all, not to get things complex. They usually are responsive anyways, but if you wanted to get technical, you could. Click on continue. You name your creative. Creative, let's say we're doing this for the event, so let's say day 3 events demo. And you have your creative format. Now, we'll be adding different sizes over here. It's not limited to this. These are just the ones that we started with in mobile. So we'll be adding a whole bunch of IAB standard units that will fit iPad, that'll fit desktop, that'll fit everything. So right now, don't worry. As you know, most of your traffic right now will be smartphones, and this is the optimal ad to run on a smartphone, 320 by 50. So basically, so there we go. And you add your creative. You can add your click URL, so where do you want it? When somebody clicks on that top, you can point it to a certain page. If you have a tracking pixel, so if you have any affiliate programs or you do your ad program, you want to track that, you can actually type in your tracking pixel URL over here. You also want to upload your creative. Here we'll just use a sample creative. Actually, I said event, so we'll go to our events. So somebody asked about themes, right? This is where the theme comes in. So let's say business conference, that's the event. So I got business conference. I'm going to select that image here and click on continue. So here's my recap. It's a promotional campaign, has a high priority. Here's it's called day 3 demo. Get all the notes. It starts today. It ends on the 29th. It's targeting just this splash page on all devices. Here's the ad name, the ad format. Here's where people will go when they click it. Here's the image that they're going to see. Yeah, it looks good. Great. Click on create campaign. Okay, so here's the ad server. This is where the ads are shown. You'll be able to view all the campaigns over here. You can also view all the stats in the campaign. So if I want to view the stats overall, it'll show the individual ads that are running, the overall ad requests, impressions, clicks, and click-through rate. When you want to export your users, you can simply click on this little export button here, and you can export the Facebook UIDs. So those of you who know what Facebook UIDs are, they know the power of this. I could simply export this, and I want to just stress again that when you're using these, and I'll pull this up a little bit bigger, when you guys are exporting your user IDs, I'm going to read this out and really make sure that you really understand this, that when you're exporting this file, when you're exporting these user IDs, you certify with your initials legally that you're going to comply with the Facebook policy, Facebook custom audiences terms, local Wi-Fi zone terms and services, privacy policy, and any laws in your local jurisdiction, and you agree that you will not sell, distribute, or email, or spam, or conduct any other unauthorized promotions with this data. You're also going to strictly comply with these policies without exception and understand that any unauthorized use of the information will result in the termination of your account. And we're serious about this, guys. If we see people who are scraping UIDs and blasting off spam like crazy, and we get any complaints, we're going to terminate your account. It's just something we have to do, and I hope everyone plays within the rules, but you're approving this by entering your initials in that box and clicking I agree. You really want to make sure you're using these properly. You're not abusing any of this stuff, because as you guys know, and we'll show you tomorrow, how you can use this is magical on a marketing sense. It really is simply amazing how you can use this pretty much anywhere. So here's what you do. You type in your initials. I'm going to type my initials here, click on I agree, and I'm going to get, bam, I'm going to get an option to download a UID, download a CSV file. I can open this up and I can see over here. And if I look over here and I make this a proper number, I can see these are all Facebook user IDs. prime for me to just import into the Facebook AdWords editor, or it's the Facebook Power Editor, and retarget all my clients. All right, so that's user management, and we'll be going more into that tomorrow about the strategy of how to handle that. Notifications. So as you know, you can send notifications with our platform in real time. So you can send them directly, and I'll show you the different types of notifications now, because there's a whole bunch of different kinds. It's not just Facebook, but it's also the redirects where people go. There's a whole different ways to kind of plug this in. So let me show you how this works. I'll just close the export over here. I'll run to notifications, and I'll just roll through the individual types of notifications that are there. So we have Facebook notifications, so these ones, and I'll just run through each one of these separately. So this is if you want to send people notifications who have been to your customer's location, who are at the location now, who have been there before. You can do anything directly in here. So I will create a new notification here. You can do a custom notification or predefined. To make it easy here, I'll choose a predefined. I'll tell myself happy birthday. So I will choose either a hotspot, so I can choose any of these hotspots here. Choose a gateway, a zone. So again, this is where the zones matter, because I can send the notification to everybody on a zone. Or I can choose it to target a specific user. So here I'm going to search for a user and pull up my own name. Again, I think it's maybe my computer is slow here, but I have selecting myself. There we go, and I can choose the date and time. So I'll choose to do it, let's say today, at this time. So I can do it right now. You literally send it right now. Now this will be your Facebook app where it comes from. This is just a preview right now. You'll be able to choose the notification that you want to send over. So let me just get a nice graphic to use here. And I see it over here, and I can start sending that whenever I want. So I can see this listed over here. So this is the user, happy birthday, sent today. And I can literally click on start sending. This will go sending, and it will literally send directly to my Facebook account. I can see it here. It's only limited to 10, but if I go to 25, here we go. This is completed. Okay, so this was just sent to me directly. This is where you would send the Facebook notifications. Now we're going to be creating triggers on this. So this, I'm creating a new notification here. This is a manual process. But what we have in our roadmap is that you're going to be able to say, hey, if a customer came back X times, send a notification. If the customer came back or after the customer left, 10 minutes after they left, send them a notification. So we'll be able to time these and trigger these. It'll be similar to how, if any of you have used Office Autopilot or any kind of autoresponder, we're basing our logic around some of how that works to basically say it's standard autoresponder. It's not actually limited. Anyone who's used an autoresponder, we're going to create an autoresponder sequence that can happen based on rules and criteria of when people connect, how they connect, and when they log off, all that stuff. Also, with notifications, we can send people image notifications. So I have a way to do that over here. You basically can add your notification. You have your size, choose your image, select your hotspot, choose your URL, and then click on submit. If I want to preview what we've done already, so these are just previews we've done already. This is our old logo of the company. Again, this is another just demos that we've done, samples that we've done over here. Same thing goes with HTML. So if you want to push people directly to an HTML page, like an embed, again, over here, I can preview what we've done here. So here, this is a test. We actually embedded a YouTube video here, and you can point directly to YouTube. I didn't mention that. A great way to engage customers is to point them directly there. Here I have just a very standard hello there. If I wanted to create a new one, it's a full editor. So I can say I want, for free Wi-Fi, I want the notifications, or I can actually select. I can do whatever I want in here, full HTML. I can edit the source. There we go. It's full HTML source, and I can also edit this, make it all fancy. So if I don't actually have a landing page, I just want to point to this, I can create a single page. This is where I would create my thank you page. All right, and this is where I would create anything that I didn't want to, or I didn't have a separate thing. If I want a separate thing like that, I would just point directly to here. Event photos. So this is a great way for you to share event photos, whether they be on Facebook or Flickr or Picasa. But what you do is create a new gallery. You choose your device. So let's say I want to choose it for this hotspot. You can have a custom message sent off. So great having you guys at the event today. Check out these pics. So you can choose the album name as event pics. You can add files. So here you'd simply go. You'd select. I'm just selecting 4 random images over here. Just select some images I have over here. And you see, you go start upload. These will all upload to our server securely, and then you select your Facebook page that you want to push it to, select your event date. So the event is happening here. Cool, and you can submit and actually submit that, and it comes up directly when you submit it. It'll come up as an event photo, and you can preview it here, and you can see all your photos listed. People can go through, and they can obviously, it's just a page. It's a great way to share it, all mobile optimized, so they can just view the events and event photos while they're at the event. You can also create a lottery. So this is the lottery to say, hey, the X number of person who logs in wins, or one lucky person is going to win. What you do is you just basically upload an image, you select your hotspot, you select a number for the winner. So let's say you want to say the 99th person who's logging in is going to win. Great way to encourage a whole group of people to log on right away and have that sense of urgency. So let's say person number 9, hotspot user number 9 is going to win. And we're going to run this lottery on the free Wi-Fi zone. Choose an image here as well. Don't think this image works. Yeah, this little happy frog, happy birthday sample, it's not working properly. But you have the email address for report, so you can actually choose this and have, you get the report right at the end. You can choose to actually view your report after when all is said and done. You also have a global lottery. So this is creating a lottery. You have a global lottery that can go across countries. Global lottery is what you want to use across your whole network. So as you have your old network and you have multiple locations, you can do a global lottery that actually works across location. Great if you have franchise clients who have more than one location. You can run this lottery across all of their locations. Messages. Going to show you about all the messages we have here. Now, again, guys, we're working this out as far as messages with the SMS. There were some rule changes. Everything was all good to go, and then these crazy rule changes happened. So we have all this. We're just finishing the integrations to be able to get more SMS credits directly. But as customers will then be able to log in via their SMS and their phone number, you can select your zone and their contact list, or you can upload a contact list. I'll show you in a second. Choose what message you want to send, choose the date and time, and it will show you over here. I will estimate the messages to be sent based on your zone. So over here, if I had this, I have to have a contact list first because I have no phone numbers in here. But if I had one, it would show me exactly the messages to be sent and the estimated price of who, obviously, as we send it off. Our rates will be very competitive. We're probably going to integrate with some of the big, we are integrate actually with the big SMS gateways. Here's where you can import the contacts. So here's where you could create a group, import via CSV. Again, these are all subject to terms and conditions. You want to make sure that you're not spamming people like crazy using this. You can also run reports. So the reports on every blast that you send will all be listed here as you send off blast. They'll be all saying, hey, this happened, this hotspot, this service type, this message, everything listed. USSD are the Wi-Fi push notifications. So here's where you can actually select your city or your gateway or your contact list. Again, define your message, choose your start date and time, and submit it. This will actually send directly to people on your hotspot using a USSD communication. We're going to wait to demo this actually until you all have your units, because this is something you got to try really yourself. So as you all receive your units over the next week or so, within the next week, I should say, we'll be able to run through all of these individual features. And this is not the end of the training. This is still just the walkthrough of how it works. We're going to be breaking down each one of these features item by item, showing you specifically how to set all this up. Now, exporting data, I already showed you guys how to do that, and the disclaimer, again, want to stress how important this is that you use it, because not only will we close you, Facebook will also shut you down as well. So again, that should work. But tomorrow, we're going to talk more about this, more about Facebook retargeting and email marketing. It really is about taking this and using it in a practical sense. And it's what I'm going to show you tomorrow. You'll be able to take the UIDs that connect to your group. So for example here, just rolling back, if I looked at this and I just saw the potential of this, guys, and think about this. So I have all my users listed here. I have my social users, and I have all my guest users. So here I can put even more. All my guest users are all listed over here, the hotspot that they connected to. So I can export these at any time. I can go with my Facebook ones, export it, take this, and then do some magic with it. So imagine setting up this hotspot, collecting UIDs, and then learning tomorrow, or learning on day 4, how we're going to do all of this. Like I said, it's all really about the control panel. It's this tool over here that's going to let you do everything. And again, I really want to apologize about the few little hiccups we had today. I assure you, these are not permanent. These are not things I've even seen before. But they are. We're currently scaling our network. We're now unexpectedly in 20 countries very, very, very quickly. So that's part of this train that we have now. But with everything, will be up and good to go. So now I'm sure you guys have a whole bunch of questions. We're going to stop now. I'm going to get another quick drink of water, and we're going to run through these questions now. I want to make sure that everybody is on the same page. Everybody has everything they need. Sorry, guys. Actually, I forgot one thing. My apologies. I forgot to show you the rest of this. So we also have a knowledge base. So over here in our local Wi-Fi network interface in the control panel, we have the support tab where we have the knowledge base, add a ticket, and existing tickets. So if you click on knowledge base, this is our support knowledge base that will literally teach you everything you'd ever want to know about this platform. So for users, if you wanted a user's overview, you can view this. They'll tell you exactly the types of users they have.
Each one of these, they have screenshots. It'll show you exactly how to make sense of all this. Each one of these pages are going to teach you how to use it. So right when you first receive your getting started guide and getting into the control panel, setting yourselves up, these are the instructions that you'll have when you're setting up your own hotspot. So how to integrate your individual logins are all listed here, your creative banners. This is your getting started checklist. And you'll have access to that directly in the interface. When you receive your hotspot, you'll get access to the support panel. And then right here under support knowledge base, here's where all the getting started stuff is. If you guys have any questions, adding a new ticket is very easy, so you don't actually have to log into Zendesk, because that's what we're using on the back end. You don't have to log into Zendesk. You can say, I have a question. So this is, we're going to have this instead of really emailing support at localwifinetwork.com. You simply submit your ticket here. So much easier for everyone. This goes directly to our support team. And then what you can do here is after this, you can see all your tickets listed. And you're able to then, there we go, I submit my ticket. And I can see all my tickets listed over here, and I'm able to go in and edit all of those as I please, and the support desk is all listed here too. Anyways, I want to quickly show you that, and you'll get access to all of that as well when you receive your social hotspots. Question from Frank, is there any XML feed for reporting? We will be creating an XML feed. We also are going to be creating a whole bunch of integrations on the import, so you'll be able to pull a whole bunch of stuff into the interface as well.